It is December 27th. 27th? Oh my goodness. Where the hell did all that time go? Well, it's gone. It's not there. It's here. And the time is flying. Flying is good. And we're going to start off with a little unboxing before we get into the big nuclear plague. Fukushima, big bully to the planet and the solar system. Good morning, everybody. Mouse. Forgot my mouse. Hi, Albert. Be strong. Elaine. Hi, honey. Good morning, everybody. I'm Thirst. I can't see anything. Neil. Lights are too bright. I'm liking it. I'll fix it next time. Let's run over. Jump right in to some unboxing. Unboxing's always fun. There's the old dive. And here's the new. Brand new. Big. They're 9 feet by 20 feet each. No, I wasn't pandering to the camera. I know it looks like it, but I wasn't. That's double speed that time you're watching. It's just like an 18-minute unboxing. And what a great day to get the right lights and the right green screen. And this morning was effortless. I was just doing that a few minutes ago, too. And I figured it doesn't hurt sometimes to show that other angle of frustration you see all the time. But this, where you see that the future has a bright light, no pun intended. Is unique on its own. To take that weight off my shoulder. I was so happy when I took that picture. You wouldn't believe. Knowing that now it's just flick a switch. And then the audio is going to be clean because everything's unplugged. That's yesterday's pictures. I still got a lot of work to do today, but I was kind of hoping that would put a smile on a few people's. Today, it's so hard to come across a smile. It's a blown up version of the lights. As you've seen, they're not very big. Today we're going to talk about Japan's melter reactors and that implication. 600 tons of groundwater, if that was all, I'd still be screaming, but it's a lot more than that number. That number is only based upon the fire hoses that they were using originally to spray the building. Fukushima contamination in ocean reached Alaska in under a month. And the idea of showing you these headlines is to show you that it's not me, it's not just me. It's this, everybody has reported on different aspects of it and facets of it. The discharges of the Fukushima into the Pacific have effectively contaminated the sea. And they have to pour water perpetually over it, or it'll burn forever. And TEPCO, which is just a corporation, the fate of the planet is in the hands of a corporation that has to make profits for its shareholders. Walls are cracked. It's out of control. You can't get in there and stick your finger in it. The numbers are staggering. I'll find what I'm looking for. Lake Barrett, which is a mass murderer. He was in charge of 3 Mile Island cover-up. Unbelievable, despicable, anti-human, anti-life freak Lake Barrett. Legal limits in water around Fukushima 7.5 million times. Shocking numbers. And the US West Coast, like I showed you, was hit within a month. And over 15. These numbers just don't stop. Ocean currents. Now this keeping it in a straight path is nonsense. Rain is picking it up. The ocean currents have different salinity, different water temperatures, different speeds throughout the column. It is liberated through fog and morning dew. See where we end up on this one. So I have to do everything myself. You'll have to bear with me sometimes. 5 meters from the sea is just a well they dug in the ground to see if water would seep up, and then they take a sample and measure it. The whole site's like it. All-time high radiation. The whole site is, every time it rains, it just flushes out. You can't get rid of it because it's splitting atoms. They buried it with the bulldozers when it first happened. And then they put 10 feet of cement and pavement on top of it. And they sent in the homeless. Why would the government need to test 3,000 kilometers offshore? In the history of science, we've never seen anything like the Fukushima plumes. Not plume, but plumes. It never stopped going in, therefore plumes never stopped coming. It's not like a single plume went out there, which is what they're portraying. And this is the portrayal of a single plume. This is the portrayal of a single plume. But it wasn't a single plume. This is land, jet streams and everything else. 466 hours was a long time ago, because this is almost, we're heading into 6 years in March. These models are not including the inventories that are actually missing, or nothing close to it, or the isotopes that we're actually concerned about. But they are models. They do give you some context when I give you the rest, right? And so why do we ignore these models? Why do we pretend these models are not relevant when they are? But I mean, they're relevant in the context of this NOAA model. On 30th March 2011. There's so many studies on it, you can barely wrap your mind around it. All of them are only including just a couple of isotopes. But we know the current comes across North America at 5 miles per hour is lowballing it. That's lowballing it. And what that means, though, is that in 45 days, if it was a single plume, it would be right on your coastline. But it's way quicker than in 45 days. The wind brings it over. The jet streams. It doesn't need the jet streams, but it did. And it was easy for it to make it that distance. And everything is pointing to the one thing. The ocean took the brunt. Even though Japan is destroyed, North America is destroyed, but the ocean is destroyed. We know that because we went out and done the expeditions 260 days. I'm going to keep going on this. Lethal threat from Fukushima, highly radioactive water. A threat to life. A threat to life. That's 272. Here's what some of the reactors look like. And those people, they're just me. Not with the new green screen. I'll be redoing all of this. And I know how to make templates now. So this was me layering myself. And each one of those are doing their own skit. Each one of them, the skits were 1 minute each. And then, because of the way I done it, I only ended up with a 17-second clip where everything was working. Everybody was doing their thing. But everybody is going to look unbelievable. I'll be able to zoom right in on everybody soon. So I took that picture, and then I put a fireplace there. And put myself there, and just each one of these people are doing something different, but they're all me. And I should have fixed the top of the fire, but I didn't. And that's okay. So once again, look, I took that picture, and then I put me everywhere. Tevco can too. But these pictures, this is me on the beach. Now, that's me, but I put myself in that picture. And so the species are gone. I went there, went through that whole area, 15,000 miles of the Canadian coastline. And what we show is an extinction event. It's a plague. Nuclear is a plague. It's killed the Pacific. This breaks my heart every friggin' time I do this. And I know I got everybody drove crazy because I do it all the time. But it never stopped shocking me, and I was there. And that's a simulation. Like each of these spots, the documentation is up at my website, nuclearproctologist.org. And so you would find all the pictures that correspond with all those arrows. And it's a nightmare. Let's come back down to the headlines. Just think about what I'm telling you, though. What I'm showing you. What's already documented. What's verified. 272, Dana. 260. 272 is relationship to the number where I left off. And like I can put 1,000 in each one of these little sets with my software, and I have 9 on each side. That's 18,000. But I can actually put 5,000 in each set. But I found like 1,000, everything was still perfect. But after that, is a little slow loading up the pictures on the software because the computer was going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, stop doing that shit to me, Dana. The walls are cracked. We covered it, ensemble. Okay, I didn't get to the number in my head that I needed. There they emit triple Chernobyl. Chernobyl is 1/3 the size of any of the reactors. Chernobyl stopped allegedly after 10 days. Chernobyl was a 30% meltdown allegedly. But if you actually look at it, Chernobyl was a full meltdown. They lost it all. It was all one big fable. Now, 200 Sievers, I know I clicked through this pretty fast, but you can always stop it and type it in and go read the articles. That's basically all I'm really doing there is showing you it existed. I can't flush out everything. I've done that over the years too many times. It's better to overwhelm you with documentation. You can pick and choose what's not too scary and go read it at your own leisure. 200 Sievers per hour. Well, 5 Sievers will kill you. You walk past it. You're dead in 2 weeks. Stay there. You're dead in 40 minutes. Your organs melted. 200 Sievers? Yeah. horrible, deplorable what we're doing. That's not like Harvard is not in there. Yale scientists and academics are not in there. Lake Barrett's not in there. Gunderson's not going to go in there. Helen Caldicott not going to go in there. Busby not going in there. Just the homeless, the destitute, the victims of society. 100 Sievers, a dead man walking. Dead homeless guy walking. Dead immigrant who don't speak the language crawling. But the numbers are frightening, eh? And so, I'm worried about pressure forcing water, radioactive nightmare up through the cracks. It was actually, steam was coming up through the ground. The earth was splitting because the chain reaction right away went right down into the earth. We got the documentation, we know it. Elvis left that building in each one of them. Fukushima Daiichi has contaminated the biggest body of water on the planet. I just showed you the documentations in an extinction event. Like anybody thinks I like my job is insane. Anybody thinks I like doing what I'm doing, really need a reality check. They're the same people thinks if they jump off a big skyscraper, they're going to be okay. I got the worst job imaginable. Got every industry out there, 1 million corporations dependent upon the nuclear hating on me. Then I got all the lapdogs and freaks of nature that should be put in asylums, ruling over our countries, ruling over reality for a little while longer. It's just so many headlines. Extreme contamination. 40 million becquerels. These numbers are the most frightening because iodine-131 got an 8-day half-life. So March the 30th, 2012, 8 days before that at best, there was a chain reaction in Fukushima. A year later, it was still in chain reaction. That's what that means. And it was in a bad chain reaction to have that kind of numbers show up 5,500 miles away, yeah? It's a catastrophe. It's a plague. Insects are gone, down to tiny percentages of species left. And the same thing with the birds, mammals, and animals. No one knows, no one will know for another 3, 4, 5, 10,000 years. You can't get in there. Can't get in Chernobyl. Can't get in Fukushima. But Gunderson was sending them in for 3 minutes at 3 Mile Island, wasn't he? They get their x-rays and neutrons and gamma shine. Friggin' murderer. Murderer. And murder. What he done. 150,000 square kilometers of the Pacific. If that's all, we'll be in pretty good shape. They killed the Pacific. They killed Canada. And like cancer takes 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Whenever I get that question, I'll always get these weird radio interviews, and then they'll ask you these really creepy questions like, Dean, it was so bad, how come everybody's not dead? Well, for starters, cancer takes 10, 20, 30, 40 years. And for number two, now I know you're a PR firm when you say that to me. I learn off your mistakes. I learn off your lies because I know what a lie is. And once I keep catching you in lies, well, it's bye-bye you. So hotspot 1400, we covered that. Busby come out and said, "Geez, I don't know how I can get over. It's just too far." This is extremely serious. Yes, it is. We're unable, incapable of using homeless and the destitute and the victims of society to get something like this right. We should kidnap every nuclear pundit and scientist and academic and media and university institutions and bring them down there and make them solve it. right homeless on their jacket. Yakuzas will snatch them up. Game over. 400 tons a day. See, that's the biggest lie imaginable. That was based upon the fire hoses. And they were sucking out 300 tons out of the water they were putting in there. But it turns out there's no containment anywhere. It's just randomly spraying it, pretending they're doing something. And they hid it away over, endlessly, repeatedly. Hiding it, lying, manipulating. This is a corporation. And then the government in cahoots. And then the atomic agencies, the IAEA, ERPA, UNSCLEAR, all your academics have come out and killed you. Killed your children, killed your friends, and killed your loved ones. It just takes a little while to show up. We know this from the animal studies. All the animals died in every study. And they were only getting one monodispersal, one inhalation. We're eating it, drinking it, washing our clothing, cooking our food in it. Our children are out there playing in it. It's a nightmare that's going to manifest. They're going to try to blame it on Ebola or something like that because the way this plays out. The melted reactor cores contaminated the nuclear plague, contaminated the Pacific with the full range of radioactive plague, nuclear material.
Okay.
That shouldn't have been there, but it was. I'm going to move that back up so I don't. I was wondering where that went. Playing hide and go seek on Dana. Okay. Let's keep rolling. Dun, 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 dun. We're almost through it. Discharges have effectively contaminated the sea. Yeah, that was 2013. We don't even know where the 3 melted cores are. They went up in the air, parts of them. We covered that headline at the beginning. Runoff from molten atomic core now in the groundwater. Completely beyond comprehension how huge the contamination of ocean will be. Really? I can show you that shit. Headline after headline after headline after headline all day. I can show you how bad the impact has been on the ocean. You can't fool me. I know. I spent 14,000 hours diving in both oceans. I know the coastline better than you can ever hope or dream of. Or anybody out there that's in opposition to me. I have more time in the ocean than any academic out there talking about anything concerning nuclear, period. Probably more time by myself than all of them put together diving. I come from a history that depended on Mother Nature. I'm very tuned in with it. That's why I'm like I am. That's why I do the things I do. That's why I'm able to assert the assertions that I can. Because I'm boots on the ground. I'm not just work like a dog to create an environment of software and everything else so that I can tell the story and fit into that paradigm that people are able to absorb, because I understand that people, they need the bells and whistles for them to even give you a second look. But we're talking about an extinction event. And so I've worked tirelessly, relentlessly, in desperation to help you, to help this planet, to help that 8 million species, to help that future that is in so much trouble and don't even exist yet. But we are missing 4 million species out of the Pacific Ocean. At what point are we going to come, if we're looking at a meteorite coming at us, and all the media says there's nothing, it's not a meteorite, it's not going to hit us, but everybody on the other side of the planet and the universities are saying, yeah, it's going to hit us, it's going to hit you. What are you going to believe? You're looking at it and it's coming right through the atmosphere. It's coming right at you. The meteor, oh no, it's never going to hit Earth. That's what's going on. It's as simple as that. At some point, though, they're going to say, yeah, it's probably going to hit us. You better get under a table the last second. That's not acceptable. You people are just people. You are assets of a corporation. You don't have the right to murder us like you're doing for a paycheck. You will regret what you're doing. Not because of emotions, because everybody will turn on you. Because it's your children, your friends, and your family. You mark my word. In the next couple of years at best, all the whales will be gone. Well, they're all emaciated, starving to death right now. They won't last that long. I'm just saying. Everything is almost gone. We showed you that. These are before and after pictures of British Columbia documented with the GPSs up at my website, nuclearproctologist.org. I know it's a weird name, but I do it because that is the reality of what I do. I crawl into this disgusting, despicable, twisted industry and despicable people that we are fed, telling us it's like a banana and a potato chip and walking in sunshine, getting on airplanes. I mean, my goodness, these are psychopaths sleeping next to somebody. This is what they say about man-made radiation. More radiation eating the banana that it's everywhere and is good for you. These are the epitome of what's wrong with us, is we sit here and allow people to get away with that for 70 years. And the studies have shown us for 70 years that every dog in every study, every dog in Gilmetti's studies from Loveless Respiratory Research, every dog, 144 dogs, all dead. Same thing with curium isotopes, which is the biggest byproduct of fuel rods. We know it from Americian Neptunians, which are hot particles. We know it from the moist retention. We know it from all the studies and all the different mammals and animals. We know it kills everything. It is relentless. It'll get you. Once you ingest it, it could take 10, 20, 30 years for humans. For dogs, 5 years. They're all dead. All 144 dead in 5 years. Well, that's it. That's her. That's all of it. That's pretty good. Made it through almost every little thing I had there. And it's not what we wanted. I'll get rid of that picture. I don't want to look at that too Danish. That's a little rough, even on me. And so hugs for everybody. You see how clean and clear the pictures are now. I still haven't got, the good camera. We got to raise a substantial amount of money to pull it off, but we will. We're burning through the money now with cables. I only got 3 of my cables. The town is empty. I'm isolated. Where you need ferries to get here, so all the cables are gone. I had 3 that I found in town. That cost me $120. I'll go in town and scavenge some more stuff today. We're burning through the money we got. And that's okay if that's what it takes to finish out what we got. There's nothing I can do about it. We got to raise money. You can donate below. There's 2 links directly donating with your credit cards. Great links. They work every time. Nobody's disappointed. It always works. And the PayPal. And that's the 2 venues I got. I'm sorry if that doesn't work for you. I wish it did. And at some point, I won't have to ask anymore. At some point, I'll have that freedom to come out and take on these people, because they don't fear me, because I have to raise money to do anything, like the lights in anything. I have to raise enough money to pull it off. But the minute that I am empowered, that I have enough support, and I have enough money, they will fear me beyond anything you can even conceive. Not me, but the average person conceive. Because that's how it works. Once I got the power, then things will happen. And until then, we will work hard to reach that and succeed. Because this planet, everything on it is dependent upon us. We are Earth's last stand. And hugs for everybody. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Thank you, everybody. And I will read your comments after. Royal Family, Elaine, Tree Wolf, Albert, Be Wrong, April, Kathy, Arthur, Tree Wolf, hello, everybody. Amthurst. I haven't got my glasses. Stacy, Nathan, there you go. I got a lot of you in that time. So much respect for everybody. We'll catch everybody tomorrow. Take care, folks.